So, Adam.
What?
Do you know what James Bond and Doctor Who have in common?
You know, I can't think of an answer for that right now, but stay tuned and find out.
So, as I asked, you said you don't know what James Bond and Doctor Who have in common.
I don't.
Well, I'll tell you, my friend. As we found out last week, on the 16th of July, that come Christmas this year, in the Doctor Who Christmas special, Peter Capaldi's Doctor will be regenerating into the 13th Doctor, being played by Jodie Whittaker.
Wait, a woman?
A woman!
Wow!
And that is also what leads into what they have in common with James Bond.
Okay, well, what do they have in common?
You know James Bond's boss person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In 1962, when they first started doing the movies,
Okay.
M was portrayed by Bernard Lee.
Bernard Lee.
Mm-hmm. And he was replaced by John Huston in 1967.
Okay.
Of course, Bernard Lee did come back for several movies after that. David Nevin also portrayed him in another 1967 James Bond movie.
Okay.
Edward Fox in 1983. Robert Brown in 1983 through 1989. And then, starting in 1995, Dame Judi Dench took over.
Dame Judi Dench.
Mm-hmm.
She took over a lauded male role.
Yes.
That had been dominated by males since the beginning.
Yes.
And nobody had an uproar about this, did they?
Not that I remember or hearing from.
I don't remember.
And she was M until 2012.
That's right.
I believe when her character got killed off in one of the movies.
Yeah, and it was a great send-off.
Yes. And so that is what's happened now in Doctor Who.
We have a woman lead.
Correct. But unfortunately,
a well-qualified woman lead, I would say.
I don't know much of Jodie Whittaker's work, but I'm going to give her a shot because that's what you got to do with the doctors.
Well, would you like to be a little bit of educated?
Sure.
All right. Well, Jodie Whittaker, she is currently on the BBC show of Broadchurch.
I've heard.
You know who her co-stars on that show are, don't you?
I believe one of them is everyone's fan favorite 10th Doctor, David Tennant.
David Tennant.
And then there's his future incarnation's son-in-law. Oh, I can't even think of the guy actor's name right now.
That's okay, because the guy you're thinking of is Arthur Darvill, who played Rory.
Rory.
So you have Rory and you have essentially the 10th Doctor on Broadchurch.
Mm-hmm.
Jodie Whittaker has been on Broadchurch with them for quite a while.
Okay.
So being around them, I think that makes her qualified. I mean, she's done quite a few other things for British television. And, you know, being on a show with David Tennant and Arthur Darvill, I mean, who better to ask for advice?
Exactly.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she's playing 20 questions with them just about every day. So,
of course.
I mean, if I were her, I would.
No.
Being a fan favorite 10th Doctor and being, you know, the guy who can't die.
Or couldn't die.
Yeah.
But the son-in-law to the 11th Doctor. But yeah, unfortunately, the world doesn't see it that way.
No, they don't. And that's kind of sad.
There's a subpopulation of Whovians who are losing their mind.
I wouldn't necessarily call them Whovians. I would more use the term Nuvians. Because a lot of those came in when Christopher Eccleston came around. And
I'm one of those, but...
Yes, you're a Nuvian, but you're not every Nuvian falls in that category. But a majority of the people that are the ones that are voicing their opinions tend to be the Nubians.
And it's a lot also probably the fangirls, also got angry when Peter Capaldi was.
Oh yeah, he's not hot enough.
Exactly.
Oh.
But
but let's go back to Jodie. Let's stay on Jodie. It was in canon,
yes,
that Time Lords can regenerate into Time Ladies.
yes,
We've seen plenty of Time Ladies actually on Gallifrey. We've seen them all throughout the show. There was a contemporary to the Master in the old series.
don't know their name.
I can't remember the name, but she was a contemporary to the Master, and she was on for a good majority of the series, and so she was considered one of the co-leads to the Master. Let's not forget, you also have Missy, who is a Time Lord / Time Lady,
Who was
used to be the Master, who was a male, and it's been a male-dominated role since the beginning, and there wasn't much of an uproar about that either.
No.
I mean, there was a little bit, but it's not as much as this.
Not at all. And then not only that, the Doctor himself has even mentioned that he can do it. There's a chance that he can regenerate into a woman.
Yeah.
There's even in the episode Hellbent.
Yeah, that was during, that was the season where Clara was killed.
Yeah, that was last season, season 9.
Uh-huh.
It's a little bit true. Again, I'm pulling from IMDb on the episode of Hellbent.
Okay.
There's a general in the episode.
Yeah, the General of Gallifrey.
He's male. After the general is shot, the Doctor mentions that Death is Time Lord for man flu. When the general regenerates, she comments that she is usually a woman, and the previous incarnation was an aberration and her only time as male. So in this case, we had a female Time Lady who had regenerated into a Time Lord and is now regenerated back into a Time Lady. And there was no qualms or anything about that. But one thing I did realize when I looked at a few things, reading some comments, is that there was one that when they released the teaser trailer,
Okay.
that all the images in which the number 13 was appearing on were images of stuff that is having to do with females. Like they showed the door to the Prime Minister. And right now, the Prime Minister is a female.
That's right.
They showed an iPhone. Siri is female. Primarily, you can go and change, but for the most part, Siri's a female. There's only one of those that one person commented that if they had paid attention, they commented that they noticed all that and they had this inkling that when it gets announced, that it's going to be a female.
Yeah.
Based on that.
I mean, there was
signs.
Yeah, there were signs all over, and of course they're going to deny it until it actually happens. So I mean, honestly, we shouldn't be making a big deal about this. I mean, accept the role as it is. I mean, it's not like it's going to stay a Time Lady forever.
No.
I'm pretty sure in the future we're going to get another Time Lord.
Correct.
I mean, this just opens the door for more diversity.
True.
Because we now have a Time Lady Mistress for the Master. In fact, we even got John Sim back.
I know.
And you had the Master and the Mistress on screen at the same time.
Correct.
And so, I mean, it's one of those that in a future special, you can bring back a couple of the other Doctors.
Yep.
And you'll have her in the mix. And it will be, I mean, I think that'll be just fun to see on screen. Because you'll have a very different dynamic.
True.
Again, it's just something we shouldn't be blowing out of proportion. And I guess we can kind of blame a little bit of the news media.
True.
Because, I mean, they just want clickbait.
Yep.
Clickbait is bad.
Yes. Do not fall for clickbait.
I mean, form your own opinion about it. You don't have to like the fact that it's a woman lead. But your opinion's not going to change anything right now. Because she's still the Doctor.
Give her a chance.
Give her a chance. Watch the episodes. If you don't like her, don't watch the series. Wait until she changes again.
We gave Capaldi a chance.
And honestly, I didn't watch a lot of Capaldi.
When Matt Smith first came around, he was an unknown.
Oh, yeah, and he was so young.
And a lot of people weren't liking that.
Mm-hmm.
We gave him a chance.
We did. And he's probably one of the other most lauded modern doctors.
Correct.
So, I mean, it's just... We really shouldn't... I mean, it's in canon. They're following the story.
True.
And the fans just don't want to... Well, fans.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these are fans. I mean, for you true fans, awesome. Give her a chance. If you don't like her, you don't like her. But I mean, if you're going to sit there and complain about it, you're just wasting a lot of time.
Yep.
I mean, because, like I said, they're following the story. If you can't accept that, then, oh well, not our problem.
And one of the questions that's now being asked is she going to have a female companion or a male companion? Of course, time will tell. We won't find out till her first official series. Speaking of companions.
We have a list to do, don't we? Because remember, this show is about lists, and we want to educate you. If you're watching this video and you're not really familiar with Doctor Who, he travels with what he calls companions. They're assistants. They travel with him through time and space. What do you have for us?
I've got what I believe to be the top 5 companions.
The top 5 companions.
Correct.
Well, okay. Well, let's get into this then.
Number 5 is Adam.
Adam.
Yeah, Adam. You know Adam.
We don't talk about Adam.
That's right. Sorry.
In any show.
Any show. Sorry about that.
Can we get another?
Sure.
Since we don't talk about him.
Number 5. The sexy himself.
May I make a suggestion? He deserves to be a little higher on the list.
A little higher?
Little bit higher. Can I make a suggestion for number 5?
Sure.
Okay. As you know, I am a little bit of a fan of all of Doctor Who.
So,
even though I lied in our intro video. You can go back and check that out if you haven't watched the intro video. One of the old companions for Doctor Who, his name was Adric.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a companion of the 4th and 5th Doctors, which I believe were Baker and Davidson?
Correct.
Hey, I got it right!
Good man.
All right. Well, Adric, he was from another planet called Alzarian, or Alzaria, or Alzarius. I'm a little fuzzy on it. But he was a pretty beloved companion of those 2 doctors. And he's notable, in my opinion, because he was one of, I think he was like the 3rd companion that we've had actually killed on the show. And his death was actually probably one of the most iconic ones in the show.
Yeah.
He sacrificed himself on basically a cargo ship, trying to defeat the Cybermen. Of course, it failed. Spoiler warning. I mean, if you're going to find the episode, but they basically only end up killing the dinosaurs, so it's kind of in vain. But still, the impact of his death was one of those things that resonates through fans even to this day. So I think he should be number 5.
Number 5.
Okay.
I'll take that.
All right. So continue on.
All right, so number 4, you said to move him up a little higher.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to move him up to 4.
Okay.
Number 4, the sexy Captain Jack Harkness.
Hi. Captain Jack Harkness.
No.
Aww.
But yes, Captain Jack first came about with the 9th Doctor and the Empty Child episode. The Doctor dances.
Oh, I love that episode.
He is from the planet. Oh,
I don't remember.
I cannot remember his name. But He survives through the 9th, because at the end of the 9th run, he gets saved by the Bad Wolf, and at that point can no longer die. So he survives a lot through the Doctors. He was supposed to join in with the 10th Doctor, or the 11th Doctor, on Demon Run, but he had a bit of problems and couldn't join in.
Yeah. Sad.
But he's one of those that's also found out that he was called on his home world the Face of Bo.
Oh, I love the Face of Bo.
And for those other fans, the Face of Bo is this giant head in a jar, who is who is found out to be one of the Doctor's oldest friends.
And basically, Jack is probably one of the most beloved companions in the modern era, I would think. He's omnisexual. Let's not forget that.
Oh, yes.
He loves anything
And
that
everything.
basically moves.
Yes.
And he's just a great character played by John Barrowman.
The sexy.
The sexy. So, solid number 4.
Correct.
So what else you got for us?
Number 3, the Tin Dog.
The Tin Dog. Wait. You mean Mickey?
No,
Oh.
the original Tin Dog.
Oh, the real Tin Dog.
K9.
K9.
And for those of you who don't know, K9 is this robotic dog. It's got the head of a dog-like thing, but yes, K9 has been with the Doctor since, let's see, he first came in. What Doctor did he first come in? I believe it was the 4th.
I think it was around the 4th.
Yes.
Yeah.
4th Doctor.
That was Mark 2, I believe. Mark 1.
Mark 1.
Mark 1.
Mark 1 was the 4th Doctor.
Yeah. So. Yeah, 4th Doctor.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was the 4th Doctor.
And K9 has been through 5 iterations.
5 marks. And I believe
5
the 5th
marks.
one was on the last Sarah Jane Chronicles, I believe.
Correct. Which, speaking of Sarah Jane,
Sarah Jane?
she's number 2.
She's number 2.
She's number 2.
Okay, well, tell us about Sarah Jane.
Sarah Jane Smith is possibly one of the other longest serving companions in Doctor Who. She first encountered the 3rd Doctor, played by John Pertwee.
John Pertwee.
Have you seen his son, Sean Pertwee?
Oh, God, he looks so much like his father.
Put a wig on Sean, and you have John.
You have his father, John, to a T.
But she served with the 3rd Doctor, served with the 4th Doctor for a very long time. I mean, she's one that the fans just loved and probably cried when she originally left, but thankfully was able to come back
During the David Tennant era, I believe.
David Tennant, and served with him, and then got her own spinoff called the Sarah Jane Adventures.
Sarah Jane Adventures.
If
you want to check that out, I definitely recommend that. It was a very good series.
And it is believed that Clara is named in honor of Sarah Jane.
Really?
Because the actress who portrayed her, Elizabeth Sladen, his middle name is apparently Clara.
Clara.
So
that's a nice little nod if it's true.
Like I said, I'll have to research a bit more and get back to y'all. But number 1.
What is the drum roll?
Sure. Number 1 is truly the longest serving, because he came in with the 2nd Doctor.
I think I know who it is.
Who do you think it is?
I think it's Brigadier Gordon Lethbridge Stewart.
Very good. Or is it before
the second?
But his official title after Brigadier was actually General Sir Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart. So, why don't you take this one and tell people about good old Brig.
I couldn't. But the Brig is my favorite. Please, regale the audience.
Brigadier. Military. Part of UNIT.
Unit.
Let's see. Do you know what UNIT stood for?
What did it stand for?
Not helping me. Don't have that pulled up. Oh, you're going to make me go look.
Don't worry about it.
But he's part of UNIT was actually part of the government and military that was used to help police alien life forms, and particularly, at times, the Doctor. It's what was used to keep the Earth safe when the Doctor wasn't around.
It's basically the precursor to Torchwood, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's kind of like Torchwood, but it's kind of official military. While
yeah, it's official military because they're still their own separate entity. Because I mean, UNIT still exists after Torchwood was created, but I mean, in a basic sense, it's the military version of Torchwood.
Yeah. He was one of the heads of UNIT, and he would, when the Doctor was on Earth and needed UNIT's help, he got the Briggs help.
Oh, and he loved the Brig.
He did, and it was a sad day when he died.
Yeah, and I remember what was that in the when the 11th was about to go to his death.
He was going
at the lake.
He was along Demon's Run still because he wanted the Briggs help there too. And
well, yeah, it was right before he accepted his inevitable death.
And
in fact, that was the catalyst that led him to his death because he found out that the Brig had died, waiting for him to return. And that's when he decided to go and just meet fate head on, and that's what started that whole bit of the storyline. Now, the kicker is that we get the Brig at what is it? Was it Heaven Sent or Hellbent? Whichever the last episode was.
Hellbent.
Hellbent. That was the finale.
Yeah. It was the last one before the Christmas special.
Yeah, okay, so in Hellbent, you had the army of Cybermen, and Missy had taken control of them. She was trying to give them to the Doctor, and one of them saved Kate when she was pushed out of the...
That was, I think, season 8.
It was one of the finales.
That wasn't Hellbent. That was season 8.
You're right, that was not Hellbent. That was the previous season finale.
Let me pull that real quick, and I'll give you that title.
My apologies. Sometimes my episodes get a little mixed up.
Because Missy had taken all bodies
all the dead people.
All the dead people on Earth and turned them into Cybermen. And in season 8... Death in Heaven.
Death in Heaven, that was it. Kate was pushed out of the plane, and she was rescued by a Cyberman who was basically her father.
It's at the end. The Doctor looked over at the Cybermen, and the Cybermen gave a salute.
Well, he gave the salute to the Cyberman because remember, all the Brig ever wanted in his life was for the Doctor to salute him.
Yep.
And that was probably one of the most touching moments, in my opinion.
I cried.
In the show's recent history, that was a very touching moment. I do recommend that episode if you have not watched it. So the Brig, he's number 1.
He's number 1.
I like it.
I mean, can't get better than the Brig.
No, you can't. I definitely agree. So, great list.
Thank you.
Great list. I think it's a very informative list. A little bit about companions. As you can see, they're pretty numerous and pretty well, they're just numerous.
Yes.
I mean, every Doctor has one. Anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
No? All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Online Outcasts. With the Opinionated Geek Network. Let's not forget that.
That's correct.
You can find them on YouTube.
And on Facebook.
And on Facebook.
And on Twitter.
And on Twitter. Well, why don't you tell us all about that?
I don't have the links to them. I don't remember those.
Oh.
But it is Facebook.
They're in the intro.
They're in the intro. It's Facebook.com/Opinionated Geeks. And on YouTube, it's Opinionated Geeks.
Just search Opinionated Geeks. And I believe the Twitter is 3OP Geeks. That's 3OP Geeks.
I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
But we'll have links to all that down in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the little bell next to the subscribe button to get notified when we post new material. Anything else? Well,
something new we're going to continue to do is we're going to also have an RSS feed for all of you podcaster people out there. In the description below, I will have a link for the RSS feed. Just plug that in your feeder, and you'll be notified when we have new content, so you can listen to it on the go. Let's see. Is there any other housekeeping things we're forgetting?
I think we're good, man.
I think we're good. All right. Well, don't forget to subscribe and check us out next time on our next episode. And, if you have any suggestions about lists or things you want us to cover, feel free to leave a comment in the section below and let us know what you want us to cover. Let us know what you liked about the show. Let us know what you don't like about the show, so that we can continue to make this better for you, because we want to do this for you, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, again, we are the Online Outcasts. And, well, say goodnight, Josh.
Good night, Josh.
See ya.